If you're an immigrant working corporate America, here's some tips you need to know. Number one, eye contact. Okay, no matter what conversation you're having, whether you are the most junior person in the company talking to the senior executive, or whether you're that executive talking to the most junior person in your firm, you have to maintain eye contact. Now, don't just stare at a person and not look away, because then you're going to weird them out. You want to make sure you have eye contact where you potentially look away at certain points in the conversation, but overall you want to maintain eye contact. I know in some cultures that's not very common, or it may be considered even rude if you maintain eye contact with maybe a very senior person in the room. In American culture, it's the opposite. You want to maintain eye contact, especially in interviews, especially in any of those important conversations. You go in there, you maintain eye contact, you have that nice smile on your face. That creates that positive perception of you, so don't shy away from eye contact. Number two, you got to own your mistakes. If you make a mistake, no matter how small or big it is, you have to be able to say, that's actually my mistake, or that's actually on me, I said the wrong thing right there. Whatever it is, you gotta be able to own your mistake. Don't go into too much detail and start apologizing for your mistake or explaining why you made it. Just acknowledge you made the error and move on. In some countries and in some cultures, I have seen this where people don't actually own mistakes. No matter what mistake it is, even if it's so obvious that that person made the mistake, they will dance around it without acknowledging their mistakes. In American culture, you don't want to do that, because whenever you don't own your mistake, you are pretty much telling the world that I am not secure enough in my position, or I am not mature enough to truly own my mistake. So it's perceived negatively when you don't do that. So if you make a mistake, own it, acknowledge it, and move on. It will say a lot more positive things about you than if you don't do that. And if somebody ever points out a mistake that you made, just say, thank you so much for bringing that to my attention. I will keep that in mind going forward. Easy, simple, but acknowledge that you made the mistake. Number three, body odor. Okay, guys, there's either three buckets. You either don't smell, you either smell really strongly of cologne or whatever perfume you're using, or number three, you smell really strongly of body odor. And let me tell you, none of the last two are good. You want to be the person that doesn't have too much of a scent, okay? Because if you go into a meeting and you smell like a cologne bottle, no one's going to want to sit next to you. No one's going to want to invite you to that meeting. Likewise, if you go in a meeting and you smell really strongly of BO, because maybe you use those natural deodorants, or maybe you wear certain fabrics that just tend to smell as soon as you sweat, again, people are just not going to want to be around you. So you want to err on the side of not having much of a scent. So be cognizant of your body odor. Most likely, nobody will ever tell you that you smell, because it's a sensitive topic. Nobody wants to talk about it. So it's up to you to figure out what your situation is and manage that. And if you're not sure, ask your family members or ask your close friends, like, do I actually have a smell? Figure out what your situation is, take care of it, and make sure you have a pleasant smell. So those are my three for the day. I know some of these don't apply to just immigrants alone, but immigrants are my niche, which is why I'm focused on that. But all of these, I'm sure, are useful if you work in corporate America.